Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Romans podcast. We are here with the usual guests, Ollie and Joe, and also joining us today, our first external guest is the cameraman and solely focused in media man, Callum, who works closely with the club at Bath City. So, if you three introduce yourselves to the podcast again.
Okay. Hello, it's me. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I'm boring. You, Joe?
Yeah, just as boring. So I'm Joe.
We're both boring. That's a great way to start a podcast, isn't it? And yeah, if you want to introduce yourself.
And as Oscar just said, my name's Callum. I'm the pitchside filmer at Bath City. I do a lot of other sort of media bits and bobs, and I'm a sports media student here at Bath Spa.
Yeah, great. Well, obviously all uni students, 3 at Bath Spa and 1 who goes to the less good version, sitting right next to me here.
No. Superior, what he's on about.
Yeah, he's at uni of, so we don't like him as much. But no, I'm joking. But anyway, getting into the themes of the podcast today, and we will start with the game at the weekend. I mean, we've had 2 games since. We had the Somerset Cup yesterday against Odd Down. We'll only briefly cover that because that's just a pre-season friendly tournament, really. Let's be honest. But Enfield, Joe, you were with me at that one. What were your honest thoughts on the overall performance, I guess, at Enfield?
I thought that we played quite well, actually, and we were quite unlucky not to get a win. I think the main thing which I came away thinking was we had some really good periods, but we just couldn't convert. We just couldn't get that goal when we were on top, and then they can get back in it. I mean, at the end, it was quite strange because we were really pushing for a winner, and it just seemed like the referees were against us. It was offside, foul here when it just wasn't. So that was a shame. But it was another game where we could have won, and we dropped points.
Yeah, I mean, both teams who were towards the bottom and both teams who were in quite good form, I think. So it was it was certainly a 6-pointer for the position that both teams were in the table, I think. But neither of them could get the winner. But I think, to be fair, a draw is a fair result. Both teams are in good form, and I think both teams created a good amount of chances throughout the momentum of that game. And obviously, it was a very shifting game, I think, with the momentum of it. But overall, a draw is a good result. Owen Windsor with another goal, and he scored yesterday as well against Odd Down at the time we were filming this podcast. So that's now 4 goals in 4 starts for our new man.
Yeah, he's on fire, really. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what we need. Ever since Cody Cook left the club, we've always been looking for that new goal-scoring striker, pop up with the goal. And Owen Windsor at the moment seems to be that kind of attacking threat. It's funny because whenever I see him, he doesn't look like a goal scorer, but then he pops up with a finish. He's always a right time, right place, right time. And sometimes you don't necessarily need to have the shot power and the sort of natural striker prowess, I guess, with your height and everything. Sometimes you just need to be at the right place at the right time, and he's always at the right place at the right time, and that's why he scores so many.
Yeah.
Great at positioning himself. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's as well, especially since that it's nice to see the fact that we have a dominating threat up at the front now, the one that's going to press the defenders, is going to bully them, get past them, and he's going to be up front chasing the ball and going to get it when it's there. So it's really refreshing to see. But
yep. And he can run.
Yeah,
he can run
for sure. The goal he scored against Odd Down yesterday was fantastic. I mean, he had a similar run against Hampton and Richmond. That goal he scored yesterday, and it just got saved. But the one against Odd Down, obviously, much lower level, of course. But it was still you can't take anything away from a goal. A goal is a goal, no matter who you're playing. And I mean, he was excellent yesterday too, I think, for the most part. I mean, speaking of Odd Down, we'll only briefly cover that game before we get into the interview section for Callum of this podcast. But Ollie, would you like to cover that? I'm just going to go grab my water bottle real quick while you do this.
You're going to go grab your water bottle real quick. Okay. Well, I think I would say it was an interesting experience, a sort of away day, but not necessarily an away day, was it? No. It was a 5-minute away journey, and I think it was a good time. Even it was for a cup game. It was a chance just to go see the team play, a little bit of stress, and as well we got to see some academy players up there kicking the ball about, and we gave some of our crucial players a bit more of a rest. I'd say it was real fun to see as well. Obviously, I mean, you enjoy seeing Bath just racking up the goals and just counting ends. You go, lovely. Take a break, score some goals, and have a good time. And it was just a chill game. I think it was really fun, even though it compares nothing to the proper league games. When you're in Twerton or if you're going away, still a fun time. And it was really great to just to see the boys having a fun time and doing it. But half the time I would look, and because it's Odd Down and Odd Down play in the black and white stripes,
So bizarre.
So bizarre. Half the time, I would see an odd down player just intercept the ball or grab the ball and kick it. And I'm like, yeah, go on. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait a minute. So it's difficult.
Well, that's what it was with Macron's kit making. That was basically Bath City worthing that.
No, it's the fact. I mean, no. So when Macron just veering off topic for like 5 seconds. So like when it was announced that Macron was going to be our new kit creator for the next 4 years, I think we've gone for 4. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but when we got them instead and replacing Array, I thought, okay, Macron are a really big label. They're going to make us some really nice kits. And then you go, oh, okay. So I really like the home kit and the away kit. Wow, that is a winner. That is just brilliant. And then it's the first game of the season. It's Worthing. I buy a program and I go, oh, that kit looks... Oh, you're taking the mick. Come on, it's just it's terrible. And then you go, okay, well, at least our home kit and our third kit is looking good. And then you go to odd down. I'm like, oh, it's the same stripes. It's the same little grey line in between. Oh no, but it's times like that. I mean, I still like both kits, but sometimes you do kind of go like, can we? Yeah. So that's why I'm growing to like the third.
I mean, branching off the topic of kits, obviously we've got Callum here with us. He designed the third kit, probably our only original design of the season. So tell us what it was like designing that third kit.
Yeah, it was weird because when was it? It was about July-ish. We got that advert on Instagram, Facebook, etc. It was saying, Bar Spa, if you're a student, design a kit for us. And I had a few little jokes around with Dave and Matt at the club, and I was saying, should I design a kit? Why not? And I thought, what, I may as well. And I left it till, I wouldn't say the last minute, but I'd say I left it pretty late because I had a load of other stuff to do during the summer. But then, I submitted that kit. And if I'm being honest, my first design was absolutely terrible. So
What was different, if you could?
So, well, the design itself was the same. So you've got the city map on the sort of belly area, and just sort of plain black. But because I have no skills at all in Photoshop, I have no photo editing skills, so I didn't know what to do. So I submitted that. And I get a message from Matt a couple of days later. He says, basically, the board love your kit design. They think that's a winner, and they're really happy with the cover story. But the design, the photo is horrendous. So basically, I think I worked with him for a little bit, designing the kit, making it perfecting it, and that's where the design we got now comes from.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I didn't know you designed it at first. I know you were doing the photography for it, but I was like, because I think originally it was for the design students that they put that out for, didn't they? And then I guess any other Bath Spa student could submit forward their design as well. I mean, yeah, looks very nice. Probably our best kit this season.
We all really like it.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you guys.
Yeah. What do the players think about it? Do you know?
Yeah, I think the players, I've spoken to a few of them. I think I spoke to Tilly as well, and Matt Bowman, I think, pre-match one game, and they said the squad seems to like it. I had a chat with Simon, the kit man, and he said he likes it, but at the same time he said, oh, but it's black. We've got a home kit which is black, and I said, yeah, I know. But I thought if we want a third kit usually isn't. It's not like a most standout kit. It's like a classic sort of one to get sales up, basically. So I thought one that fans can wear at home games in the sidelines or in the stands that still matches with the home kit, but also one you can wear out to the pub, on days out, wherever, maybe during the summer, going to a festival. I just want it to be a nice sort of classic kit to wear.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense as well because we've literally got a chant that goes Black Army as well. And so we can use that when we're wearing all black, basically, because it just works better. We've got the Black and White Army chant and also the Black Army chant. So it correlates perfectly with the chants that the fans have for the club,
I mean, as well as the fact, what I really do love about this new third kit design is just how it really tries to connect with the roots of Roman heritage as well. And then I do really love the satellite image of the roads and everything on the bottom, and then the detailing on the cuffs and the gold. I mean, black kits are brilliant, but then when you add that little hint of gold in there, that's something rare that you don't see. So that's brilliant. And as well as the fact, I'm just so glad that this was the design that made it through and got to the shirt, because if I saw, because I don't know if anyone else here on this pod did it, but I submitted a design and I'm so glad it did not get picked. The board did not say.
What was your design?
Good. So my design, right, I thought, okay, Romans. I thought, okay, let's try to do something Romanish. So first I got an image of a Roman shield, and they've got little pointy arrows. It's pointy zigzaggy arrows. And I thought, what if we just do that down the center as well?
All right.
So you can have a base color, then a secondary color, and you could have that. These arrows going up and down the sides and everything in zigzags. And I thought that was really cool. And I thought, okay, so you got the home kit's black and white, away kit's red. And then the third kit I did blue. And then when I did it, and then I had the old kit as the crest, and I looked at that and I thought, oh, this just looks like a Bath rugby kit. Oh no, they're not going to pick that. So I only realised that after I said we've got our third kit, and I thought, oh, thank goodness they did not pick mine, because if they went, all right, here's the kit reveal, and then they showed that, they were like, who designed this? This is sabotage against the club. I'm just glad. But either way, I mean, long story short, it's a beautiful third kit. It's something that I think that we're all going to wear and we're going to enjoy.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Light round of applause.
Light round of applause.
Not too loud into the mic.
Yeah, it does kind of remind me of that. I mean, obviously I'm an Arsenal fan as well. It does kind of remind me of a kit that we had a few seasons ago where we had black. I don't think we had the gold with it. I think it was maybe black and white. Or it might have been gold actually. Yeah, it was gold actually. It was the season. I guess the game I remember it from is the Aston Villa game where we beat them 4-2. Yeah, just like the black and gold design looks very nice, and then obviously it's like with the added map of Bath and like the nice things around the sleeves as well. What was like your inspiration for the sleeve design?
Well, as Ollie was saying, it was so sort of one of the criteria thing was to make it sort of historic to the city. And I thought, again, I didn't really want to like overdo that. I wanted to have a nice sort of subtle kit, like a quite a plain kit, but with a bit of a striking design. So I saw a few years ago there was I think it was a Brazilian First Division kit, and it was like it was a black and gold one, or it was a gold and black, one of the two. I can't remember exactly, but it had like a city map on the front, and I thought, that's a really good kit. I thought like maybe one day a team if I follow them or whoever I'm at uni with may have that kit. So I thought, it's the perfect time to submit it, see what happens. But yeah, I'm quite glad with how it turned out, and I'm quite glad to see it's done quite popularly in the stands. I saw quite a few people with that on Saturday.
And it was worn for the first time Saturday as well. So it was probably certainly like amazing just seeing it out there on the pitch, like a kit that you'd created being worn by players, and the Owen Windsor scoring the first goal in that kit as well.
Yeah, probably the only kit, the goal in that kit as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll wear it many more times, but
maybe at Maidstone we'll wear it.
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense because like I feel like actually wearing that black kit at Maidstone creates less of a kit clash than the white and black does.
Yeah,
they're
I get
like
what you mean
bright
there.
yellow, aren't they? So I guess we'll see. It probably will be just the home kit or maybe even the away kit, but we'll see. I mean, as we're saying, it probably is the best of our three kits considering our other two kits aren't that original.
Yeah, I mean, Oscar, you'll know. I mean, when we did the kit reveal photos, because me and Oscar were there modelling the outfits, and then not the outfits, the shirts.
Yeah, and Callum was
and
Cal.
I mean, I don't know why I'm reminding you. You were there. Yeah. Anyways, and we were there, and we do remember when.
Don't feel left out, Joe.
Sorry, you were there, Joe. Anyways,
you're painting the picture.
I'm painting a picture.
Well.
It was beautiful. It was amazing. Anyways, and walking on the Twerton Park ground, it just feels completely different. But we were finally saying, all right, this is the third kit. You've seen the home kit. You've seen the away kit. Here's the third one. When we just saw it and we just thought, oh, that's really cool. And then just wearing it as well, and then like sitting in the stands, and then I tried to be a model. I can't. I'm not a good looking guy. So
you looked alright in the pictures.
No, Oscar's just there with like his jawline, just like look at me in my shirt. And I'm like, how do you pose again? And I had to put a scarf around mine because we had a prototype version of it, and it was like two different collars. There was one that had like a popper collar, and then there was one that had like the V-neck collar. And I thought, okay, well I'll do that, and then I'll just chuck the scarf on it. Bosh, there you go, sorted. But yes, it's a great. I mean, we've said this multiple times. It is probably going to be like looked upon way more in a way more favourable manner as the games go on. I mean, the black and white kit, obviously, that's our home kit. We prefer red, and then there's a nice away strip. But I think this black and gold limited edition, down to its roots in Bath. Haven't seen anything like this in a while.
I mean, I'm just happy to wear the same kit as Jim Rollo did.
Yeah, when he wore it, he was sound guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. Anyway, got a few questions for you now, Callum.
Yeah,
don't feel intimidated, of course. Just like a calm conversation, really, just about how it is, life pitch siding and being involved with the media team at Bath City. So, like, how long have you sort of been like filming football pitch side, and like, how did you like sort of get into it all originally?
So I want to say it was about 3.5 years ago now, precisely. So I did sort of creative media film at college back in Bedford where I live, and I've been going to St Albans since I was about 4, so about 15 years now. But it was only since lockdown which I've started volunteering there, and I failed my English GCSE and I didn't get into sixth form, so I had to quickly think as a last minute plan, like, what am I going to do like as a career now? So I thought I'd choose the first course that doesn't have any exams at the end of the year, and media was that. So I thought I'd join it. It means messing around with cameras for 2 years. I thought, see how it goes. If I don't like it, then I don't have to go to uni. It's all right. But yeah, so then I really enjoyed it. I became part of the media team at St Albans then. And of course, that was our year when we went to the playoff final So that was actually quite a good year to do any media sort of. I ran the TikTok account for them as well. So that was good fun. It was good to be a different sort of point of view as a fan to what many people in the stands see. And I tried to replicate that as much as I can in at Bath as well. So when I came to, originally we were in the same league, National League South, and Bath would play St Albans every year. So I got in touch with Mark Stillman for one of the games last year, and so I got in touch with then Dave and Matt, etc. And so I'm part of the team now. But yeah, so I try and use my Instagram to give everyone else a sort of different point of view of match days. So if you see in my vlogs, I've got the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. So
I remember when you were in the stands, and then it was the offside goal, and all of a sudden I just saw from the perspective of your glasses just a pint just being spilled.
my mate grabbed me around the shoulder and like chucked my pint in the air. And poor guy in front of me, I think, got absolutely drenched, and I feel really bad for him.
In the celebrate. And then what's bad is the fact that not bad. It's obvious, it's the fact that when we all realised it was offside, you kind of went, oh no, it's offside. Meanwhile, I was still choking my friend behind, just going, yeah! When you don't realise it's offside, you still celebrate, and then it's only like 5 seconds later where you just realise everyone's just like, silent. It's not heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
And it's funny because I think we've said this before on the podcast, but it was only like when you watch the highlights, you realise the whistle goes like so long before the ball actually goes in the net, and so it's like that's just what makes it funny. Like I feel like that was, I still have suspicions that whistle was edited in. I did not hear it at all.
I didn't hear that. But it's just the feeling that you have when you're in the stands and when you're just watching. You get so caught up in it, you forget that. Referees are a thing. Offsides are a thing. All these rules are a thing.
Well, that's the thing. You think that in this league, like once a goal goes in, you can celebrate and you don't have to worry because there's no VAR to overturn it. But obviously, there's also you don't take into account like late decisions. Lino could raise his flag up late. You might not hear the whistle. That you're still prone to that, but obviously just a lot less in National League South.
It's a high foot, I think that one.
High foot, But then when we didn't see it at the time, and I remember we were all really annoyed about that, and it was only until the highlights came out we were like, okay, I can't wait to see how this was a wrong decision. You watch it.
It's a correct decision. But anyway, moving on. So obviously you mentioned St Albans and how you started filming for St Albans. So that how many years was that then on the whole at St Albans before you went to uni?
So that would have been since autumn 2022. So from the 22-23 season. So now 3-4 seasons in. So I'm still with them back home. So when I come back for Christmas, I'll be there. Which we're having a lot of media reshuffles at the minute. We keep getting rid of media managers. So so hopefully I'm planning on getting a bigger role there as well. So again, helping with my course, sports media, and just helping with highlights and video there. But yeah, so pretty much every summer when I'd be back, it would be the last couple of years has been sort of seeing what I can do with Bath as well. So I'd be getting more GoPros, more mics pitch side, and just seeing what I can do and then bring them back to Bath. And so I got quite a good bit of experience there that I think I may not have done if I wasn't here, if that makes sense.
At the two different clubs, are you told to do different things, film things differently, or do you just have free reign basically?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when I first started, I basically bought the cheapest camera I could find off eBay, which ended up being sort of decent. But the media managers never really sort of gave me an official role. So I'd be sort of media executive, but basically because they were so I don't know how to say this, so experienced in media. So they already knew what their plan was, but I'd say, oh, what do you want me to do on a match day? They'd say, oh yeah, just go and do what you want. And sort of like that would be it. So I'd film all these pitch side angles, but they would never go anywhere, and it really frustrated me. That's how I sort of started my own Instagram and my TikTok page, because I realised, hey, I've got some decent angles. I've got a GoPro in the goal. I've got a pitch side camera that players would occasionally come up close and celebrate with. And I thought it's ain't being used for the highlights, so sod this. I'm gonna go post it on my own.
Your own page,
So but luckily at Bath, and I got in touch with Dave early on. And I said, look, I can do stuff for the highlights. I can do pitch side stuff. Hopefully it gets used, and he's been using it pretty much every week, to be fair. And if we get a goal, then the players know who I am now, so they come up and celebrate. And so it's now sort of going really well.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, obviously you mentioned, like, working for 2 clubs and that. And there was one, like, incident, obviously, we've done our research of last season. It was St Albans versus Bath City game, where St Albans beat Bath City 3-2. And Bath City had a last-minute penalty with Scott Wilson in which he missed. And you were filming for the Bath City media team. But obviously, you've been a St Albans fan since you were 4 years old. So, how much, like, physical restraint did you have to not celebrate that last-minute penalty save, knowing all the Bath fans were behind you?
Yeah, that is probably the most odd game I've filmed like ever. Like
Yeah.
I maybe before, like in the future as well, it'll be the weirdest game I'll ever film, purely because, as you said, I was in the Bath away in for that one, and because it was weird because I was only about a month or so into uni at that point, and it was like my first time since my parents since I've come back, and seeing a lot of people who I would see as sort of like part of the club, and I'd be in away media, and they all treat me not differently, but like as I would be away media, it'd be like, so you go here, and I didn't have sort of as free access, and so it felt really odd on that part that I wasn't with St Albans for that. And of course, yeah, St Albans won the game, and I still don't know really to say whether we won the game or we lost the game, and we got that penalty in the last minute, and it took a few seconds. I think people in the ground can say it. We didn't actually know the ref had such a bad game. Like it would just be towards the end of the game, he'd blow the whistle for absolutely nothing. So we didn't know what he was given.
Yeah.
And we realised it was a penalty. We were like, oh God. Like, I was like, what do I do if we score? And so then Michael Johnson saves that penalty. I get both a really good angle of my camera and the GoPro, and I make it into my little reel. And then I have the media manager at St Albans message me, says, "Oh, can we use that clip for our highlights?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
So that was really awkward. I was sort of like stunned in silence when that was saved. And you had St Albans players coming up to me and celebrating like they knew who I was as well.
Yeah, you're like, don't get involved. I'm not here.
Yeah, I had the right back, so he was like, "Come on!" And like, "No, don't celebrate here, please." And then after that game, it was because I was doing a uni project for myself as well, so I had to try and get interviews. I was going to try and interview Sol Wanjo Smith when he was at Bath, and I had one of the coaches come up and say, like, what are you doing this for? Like, is this for TikTok? I said, no, it's for my project. But in the end, I think he was told sort of like, don't do interviews because we've just lost. It would look bad, or like something like. I'm not entirely.
I mean, he
sure.
did have a good game that game. He scored quite a good goal, didn't he?
He scored a banger. Yeah, it was about 25 yards out, like dipped into the bottom corner.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm not entirely. I can't remember entirely what that was about, but yeah, and then on the bus home, it was just silent, dead silent. It was like basically pretty much lost it in the last minute. Like we scored that, we'd have got a point. I would have been happy with that as well. Personally, with Bath and St Albans.
So you had to sort of hide your inner like happiness for that win.
But here's where the story changes.
Oh, okay.
So I get on the coach. I'm chatting. I'm sat next to Matt, media manager, and I was apparently I don't remember this as much as everyone else does, but apparently I was chatting up. I was seeming really happy, sort of really chirpy, as Dave quoted to me, and I only found out the next day when I filmed the women's game that Jerry was really annoyed at me, so he's like, "Oh yeah," Dave said, "Oh, be careful on the coach if we lose a game." Like, apparently you were seeming really chirpy. And I was like, "Oh, sorry about that," but it wasn't because St Albans basically won the game. It was more because of the fact that I had it was the first time I'd seen my parents in over a month. And to put in a bit of context, I got really, really ill over Freshers Week. Like I was like,
it's a dangerous
sort
week,
of like
isn't it?
really bad chest infection, sort of pneumonia, sort of thing. I was like bedbound for about a week, and it was not good at all. And so I had quite a hard time. So seeing my parents was quite good, and I was sort of quite happy to see them. And then I brought down to the coach, and then. Yeah, chatting about probably the game as well. But it was, and then so I've since then, if we lose the game, I'm sort of just dead silent. I ain't, even though we've got a new manager now, I'm just being dead silent.
I'm sure genuinely Darren will be much more forgiving than Jerry would be for that sort of thing. Just like, but we won't get too much into that, just because we never know. We know what Jerry's like. Anyway. So that was obviously the Boston Albans game. I got another question here. Is there ever been like a favourite clip that you have filmed from your time, like filming? Like could be for Bath, could be like ever.
That is a really good question, because there's so many clips on my Instagram that I'm saying there's more on Instagram because they're more like edited, they're more landscape, etc. But they all have a different sort of context to them. So I've had a vlog I did with St Albans the other week at Burton. So that was the FA Cup first round.
Oh yeah,
that was my first time.
How was that? That's quite a massive game, wasn't it?
It was a huge game, and I mean I know it was probably the smallest stadium in the league, but I was filming it was my first time filming at a proper stadium. You got media access, you got media rooms, you got proper gantry, and it was like a life changing sort of thing, because I thought like my goal since filming since I started filming about 3-4 years ago was to film it in EFL ground.
Yeah.
So that was sort of like a dream come true.
Isn't that the stadium that's like outside a brewery? Like a
Sort of. It was weird because it was just in the middle of a load of car dealerships, and it was like in just a massive industrial estate. But the game itself, we lost 6-0. But the angles I got there were really good, and I made a good vlog with my glasses about it. So I'd say that might be one of my favourites. But if you were to ask me, let's say last year or from last season, it would be against Maidstone when Jordan Alves came on as a sub. And he scored. Harvey Wiles Richards bangs it long. Someone heads it forward, back, etc. And he scores about 20 seconds after he's come on. And he comes up to me and celebrates. And I got a horrendous angle because I put a really long lens on for that. So he was really zoomed in. But that was the first time a player actually came up to me and celebrated.
Yeah.
So I'd say even now, just thinking of the emotions back then, that was probably my favourite clip. But I'd say as well. So that was probably for Bath. But I know I keep going about St Albans, but for St Albans as well last season, we played Enfield Town, and it was a Hertfordshire derby.
Perfect.
And I don't know if you've ever been to their stadium. It's horrible. It's in
Enfield.
Yeah.
So racetrack, innit?
It's you got a tiny pitch in like the middle of a running track, and you got 2 stands either side of the pitch behind the goal, and then on the side you're about 100 yards away from the goal. It's horrendous. But that stadium was packed that day. It was about 2,500, 3,000 people in, and we went 1-0 up. And that was the first time I've used, being a media nerd now, that was my first time I used sort of 2 GoPros and made a proper reel of it. And we scored and half volleyed it, and just like everything in that clip went so perfectly. And I thought that might be one of the highlights. And just the sounds you got, because I was right up with the St Albans fans.
Yeah.
So I was like celebrating with them. It was really good. And I'm going back onto my vlog side now. And I made a vlog of the day. And at half time, I go to switch ends. Because in the first half, the Saints fans were happy with me being behind the goal and sort of quite cramped up with them. And I had an Enfield fan come up to me as the game was segregated. He came up to me and said, "Oh, you're not filming there." I said, "Yeah, I can. Why?" And he said, "Oh, no, because you're in my way." I said, "Oh, okay, we'll just move." So he was like, "No, I was here first. You get out my way." And then he got more and more aggressive. And then he said, "Oh yeah, right. If you don't move, I'm going to knock that camera over." I say, "You lay hands on that camera, you're in deep trouble." So threatening. So there. So then in the end, I thought I'm not going to get hit by some old man. So I thought I'd move to the side. And then I left the GoPros at pitch side, like behind the goal as I usually do. And it gets the full time, and so I go. There's a bloke with a trumpet, like a vuvuzela sort of thing, and he just starts blowing the horn in my ear, like right in my ear, full time. And I'm like, "Oh, cheers! Like that's mint. That cheers." And so I have what, maybe I want to say about 500 people crammed behind that goal, and they're all so they're all just hurling abuse at me. I was like, I pointed to the scarf. I've been a bit bad like that, and then they all shout like. Sorry for swearing, but and I realised after the game that there was a clip in the stand. Someone filmed me in the stands, so I was going like that. You could see me on the pitch, and then the security was saying, "Oh yeah, I've got your name. Like you shouldn't be messing with the fans." I said they started it. To be fair,
yeah.
I said, no, they didn't. I said, yeah, they did, mate. That's the whole reason I kept going.
It's always the fans who start it, really.
Yeah.
And
is it a common thing that you have a bit of animosity with the fans?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Any chance I get, any segregated chance I get, like mentioning back to the Burton game as well. There's like after the game, I was chanting with the fans. I was on the pitch, but I was walking back because I was chanting with it, singing with the away fans. It was great. Because again, I try and be as much of a fan as I can.
Yeah.
Even pitch side, I'm like I know I'm quite solo, just being the only guy with a camera pitch side. But any chance I get with fans, I always try and like sort of be a supporter as well. And I try to make that come across on my Instagram as well.
I mean, speaking of your Instagram, I'm going to say this really, really, really quickly. I mean, I got to say, I think one of my favourite clips that you've ever recorded was definitely the student night, the Bath City AFC Tottenham, when Brad Ash scores the opener. Yeah. And then that corner from Joey into the box, and then Brad Ash header, and then just how they all come up to that, celebrating right in front of you. You can see the passion. You can hear Twerton Park at its full. Yeah. Everyone's screaming. Jordan screaming right into the camera. Let's go!
And then Luke Ross just going, he's done it again.
He's done it again. It's just that, and the passion there. And you can just hear the give me a seat, right? And it's it's just beautiful. Sometimes I will just go for Instagram. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch that again because that is just the passion in that clip, and you captured that with all just them just coming to you. And how loud the ground is, it was a beautiful thing. So I mean just
from from my point as well, the players coming up here, but also for the fans' point is that like because when I was in the stands for was it Tunbridge the other week, it was absolutely chucking down. I thought I ain't risking like 2-3 grand.
That was the late disallowed goal we spoke about, wasn't it?
Yeah, but in the fan my first time in the stands at Twerton Park, and I thought that was great. So being a fan there, I could probably get how much that meant to 1,500 students as well in that ground. But I think you get a different side of things from non-league football than you do Football League. And I can say this now, I am potentially, maybe around Christmas time, I'll be filming an EFL game. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that changes, where my angle changes. So I'll be vlogging the whole thing. But
that'd be great. Is there like a lot of pay in that, or is it a free thing?
I think it's purely just voluntary, just because I'm desperate to get experience.
Experience is experience, you know?
Yeah. But I think the game is Swindon v MK Dons on Boxing Day, so I've been sending emails. I'm pretty much sort of everything's pretty much sorted. So even if I don't, but get
CJ Tabor again.
Yeah. Hopefully he scores, but that'd be good.
Perfect.
Yeah. So hopefully it's Stadium MK 30,000 seater compared to Bath's 8,000. Well, I don't. How much is the actual attendance? Is it?
What at the Tottenham game?
No, just Twerton Park.
It sort of varies. I think last season it was more like an average of 1.2k attendance. For some reason, it has gone down this season. I'm not really sure why that is. I don't know if it's just a lot of people have moved out of Bath because it's getting too expensive to live here. But I think it's more about 1k this season on average. It's not like a concerning thing. I think it's more just people have like moved on to other places or whatever because of the housing situation or whatever. Because we are actually playing better this season than we were last season. So I don't think it correlates to how the team's playing, how many people are showing up.
Either way, it makes it. I don't. It's not really a big thing for me because I think a smaller, tighter footballer community where everyone knows each other. There's the fact that the security guards will recognise people and go, "Hey, you're right. How are you doing again?"
You said this before.
Exactly. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. It's a great feeling. So
there was another clip that I wanted to ask you about. It was in the FA Cup. I think it was Aldershot Town versus Bath City.
Oh yeah.
This is your clip that was like it had blew up like more than all the other ones because I saw it on like football meme pages just being like all ball ref, and I was like quite funny. I was like, how was it seeing that that tackle on Sir Angelo Smith in that Aldershot game go viral?
Yeah, it was strange, because bear in mind I only had about maybe 100 followers on Instagram by then, and maybe about 200 on TikTok, and it was my first ever game of Bath. And as I was mentioned earlier, I was really, really ill, and that was getting up to the peak of the illness. So if I was to ever get that footage of the game back, I might have a word with Dave. But every 2 minutes, you'll be hearing me really like coughing really loudly, and so I was like losing concentration in that game. I was like trying not to cough basically more than anything, and it gets to midway in the second half, and Sol just comes down, sprints, and gets just chopped up. Like it's like gets leaped on. Yeah. And I thought I knew at that point, like, okay, if there's anything that's gonna get a decent amount of views, it's gonna be that. And so I posted that pretty much the day after. And I have a Monday morning lecture then, and I'm looking at how well it's done. It's on, I want to say maybe about 40k like by mid morning. And so I thought, you know what, that for my page, that's pretty good already.
That's great. Yeah.
And I go up to the post room at uni, so I have from my accommodation at Lakeside to the uni post room. That's a bit of a hefty walk. Yeah. So I get back from then, and I get a message pop up on my phone. It's from my mate. My course mate, he said, "Oh, Cal, like your vid's blown up. I've just seen it on Twitter." And do you guys know George Stokey?
Name's familiar.
Yeah, he's got a couple of 100,000 followers on Twitter, but he's seen that video, he's reposted it, and he's got like millions of views on that. And then so another Twitter account posted it, gets millions of views, and now people on TikTok are finding it. It's getting millions of views on all these like tackle compilations, and Instagram 100,000 views here and there, and it's like I'm thinking like what's going on, and like in the end it's now on about 230k on my page. But in total, I've calculated it's about 10 mil views.
10 mil all across all platforms, which is crazy. Yeah.
And then Sol posts it and used that clip, and he's getting millions of views on his TikTok. And I don't like to sound arrogant here, but I want to say that's sort of the video that sort of lifted him off a bit more as well. So he's now got 100k followers, but from that moment, he hardly had any like sort of big view things.
He's like, I'm the player in this video that everyone's seen.
He had maybe like one or two videos which were like sort of 750k to 100 or about 1 million, and that video got about 1.1 mil. And you had all these comments and all these new followers come in, and now look where he is. He's quite famous on the platform. So I'll take that as a stepping stone in his journey.
Yeah, you should take a claim.
Yeah, but it was a weird experience. And since then, I've got a couple more videos which got about 200-300k on TikTok. But nothing has felt quite as weird to that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd just be scrolling Instagram Reels one day and I'm like, wait, that's a Bath City game. That's the older shot FA Cup game. And it's like got, I don't know, like 10k likes on that guy's jokes or something, or 12-man tweets on Instagram.
Mental.
But yeah, that's obviously your moment of fame. I've got one more question to ask you, and then we'll ask a couple of these guys. I think we'll go a little bit over our usual podcast time for this one, because obviously we've got a lot to talk about with an extra guest. But I was just going to ask you more of a recent one, and I don't know how much you can actually speak about this, but it was Slough Town away from home. Obviously, Slough is a history of a grudge match, but Slough and Bath. It's a bit like Bath and Dorking, with the sort of tension between the two clubs. So just explain like how everything at Slough sort of unfolded for you.
Yeah, that was a weird game. I think I put on my Instagram story, I said that's like probably the dirtiest game I've ever filmed. It was weird. And again, I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know what I can say and what I can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very simple with what I'm saying. But you had in the first half, you had Scott Davies, their manager, and he was shouting all sorts to our fans. And I think a bit of it was sort of overreacting from the fans, and there was a bit in the second half where apparently he threatened someone, which it didn't. Looking back over the footage, it wasn't much. It was it was kind of just like a jokey, like say that to me, like verbal handbag stuff. It was like nothing much in it. But then you had the moment which I've told a fair few people, but is when the ball comes over for a goal kick, and we're 3-1 up at this point.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
and I grab the ball, and the ball comes over to the camera to stop it hitting the camera. I grab the ball, and so I thought, I've got a couple of seconds here. The player ain't coming to get the ball yet, and so I go wee and like move the ball left to right, sort of like just a little joke, like nothing harmful at all, nothing like to time waste. As I said, it took like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and I chucked it back to the keeper, and their player pushes me over.
Wow!
Oh my goodness.
How aggressive exactly was the push?
Because honestly, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Okay, yeah, just a small one.
I'm not saying that as in like a taunting way to him, saying he was weak, but it was literally nothing push, and he didn't push me off my stall. He pushed me into the barrier a little bit, but nothing harmful. And I have a load of players afterwards. He said, "Oh, are you okay?" I was like, "You got pushed. Are you okay? Did you get hurt?" I said, "No."
Yeah.
And I was confused as to why everyone was saying. I was saying like why is everyone thinking it was a really big push?
I think. Well, obviously, I was there in the stands at this point. I was watching this game. These two weren't. But when that happened, I think I was looking away. And then I heard, I was looking behind because it was a tense game. I kept like turning around behind me, and then I heard all of a sudden our fans going, "Why?" I was like, "Okay, what's happened here? Something bad must have happened." And then I think I heard from one of the club like officials being like, "Oh, they just pushed Cal." So I think maybe a lot of people were in that situation where they didn't actually see it, but people had told them what happened, and then they were like, "Oh, if that's provoked that sort of reaction from the fans, then it's probably worse than it actually was." I guess.
Yeah, it was. It looked. That's probably right to say it. It looked a lot worse than it actually was. It was just sort of tensions rose, and like he was. The game was still a bit heated at that point anyway. And the guy, it was like a light shove, like really like more of a tap. And I go back into the advertising board, like again very softly. I'm trying to sound really good here. It went really softly, and I have all the players after say, "Oh, are you okay? You got? Did you get hurt? Like how bad was it?" I said it wasn't bad at all. Like I hardly got touched. And I look back over the highlights afterwards, and the gantry footage where the guy pushed me, it was like that whole advertising board like reverberated. It was like it looked really like from a different angle. It looked really really heavy. It looked like he fully shoved me back.
Well, that's the camera perspective can change so much. It can even make it look less as bad as it actually is, or much worse.
Absolutely,
you know?
It was hardly anything. Like people will probably think it was like Hazard against that ball boy back in 10, 15 years.
That's what came to my mind when it was happening.
And I thought, you know, when there's a blame, there's a claim. I could have fell over and started acting injured. I could have
got a red card.
Just go on the ground, hold your head, and then start smacking the floor. And like, your face is like,
call over the medical team.
No, but I thought there's no way on earth I can get away with that. So I thought I'm not doing that at all, and I'm not like that guy anyway. I'm a bit of a shit house, but I'm not like trying to make everything a lot worse than it is. So yeah, and it would. But I showed people on the coach back. I showed them the Ray-Ban angle, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't much."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just still a weird game, and yeah, it was just the whole game was just really like rough and physical, and like just a lot of taunting from the Bath fans, and Scott Davies couldn't really handle it well. But it was just a weird experience, to be honest. And then
do you have permission to talk about what the keeper said as well? Is that a bit?
I won't say exactly what he said, but what I'll say now is he said a few nasty words, a few insults, which may not be suitable for some ears. Let's just say that. He said some pretty mean insults, but again, it's all
just the heat of the moment, isn't it?
Tempers flared. It was like he thought that I was having a go at him after the game, so I went. Bear in mind, this is the first time in a year and a bit of filming that I've seen us win away. Any other away win, I've not been there. So I was like, God, thank God I get to go to like a happy coach home. And so I turn around to the fans. I'm like, come on, like fully screaming. And he was turned around. I looked back over the footage. He was turned around. So he must have thought that I was like taunting him and having a go at him. And so I hear behind me, he's just shouting everything he could. And I was like, calm down, mate. Like it's like I didn't go over to you. It was like, oh, like this, and then he started going about my hair, which I thought, no one dissed the mullet, mate. No one. It was in need of a trim, but it wasn't that bad. And then he called me a mole rat, and I was like, oh, that's a bit annoying, but oh well.
There's a history of goalies just lashing out back at the fans when the fans just we know.
When goalkeepers can't take it, but that's part of the role, isn't it? You're gonna get like off. I have to bleep that. But anyway, I think we've probably got time for one or two more questions. Did either of you two have anything that hasn't been covered yet to ask Cal?
You've been in and around the team for a while now. Anything that you found surprising about the way the football club works?
I wouldn't say there's anything surprising. I think the way I'd say it's quite well run for. I don't know how to say this in not a bad way, but I'm quite surprised at how well it's run for a community owned club, if that makes sense. So there's no real owner, there's no like pumping money in the club like you've got with other clubs in this league. It's purely based on like everyone's a volunteer, everyone like turns up just like because they want to, and like and I think that's a really good way of running a club, even though it means that we probably won't get out of this league unless we get some sort of financial backing. But yeah, I thought coming from St Albans, who like there's quite a lot of people are paid. Like, I mean, again, I can't say much yet, but if I was to get a better media role in the future there, it would most likely be paid. And it's like coming to that, it was much more community feel. I thought,
like part-time focused.
And getting to know the fans as well is like getting to know you guys as well, and some fans understand, having a bit of small talk with them like here and there. Is that it felt there's a lot more of a community feel at Bath, and I really do like that. And it's a really good thing to do on a Saturday afternoon.
That's what makes it great. That's what makes it one of the most likeable non-league clubs, I think. Because obviously, like I'm not local to Bath, and I didn't really grow up in Bath. I've only been here as a student, but I already like going to a non-league game here just felt like so much more where I was meant to be than opposed to a non-league game back at home. Well, obviously it's like two tiers above my hometown, back at home Hertford, because they're in tier 8. But it was still like coming here, it just felt like, you know, that you could get to know all the fans like personally, and that was perfect.
It's really good, and I do really like it in Bath, and like, you know, if like any struggles and stuff at uni is that Saturday is my one day a week where like I'm just sort of like I'm sat down filming the best seat in the house. I'm getting football for free basically, just doing a bit of work, and it's good to just sort of switch off for a bit from uni. So because as much as I've said before, is that it all relates to my course in terms of I'm doing sports media and I'm doing a lot of filming for Bath and stuff. But at the end of the week, if like going to football is good enough, but then filming football, you have if there's a goal, everyone comes to you for the limbs, and it's like it's a really good feeling. You get to just switch off for like 2 hours a day, basically.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And one more from me. What's the future for you? Are you going to be Sky Sports? What?
Well, again, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. It's like what I was starting off with earlier. Is that I went to college at like last minute because I failed English and I never really knew what I wanted to do in school. And I sort of picked up a camera. I thought, you know what, sod it, why not? Like no exams at the end of the year. I just get to make a little short film. So I'm hoping to go down the freelance route, seeing what sort of services I can offer. But I also want to try and get into a media team sort of area. So I've got, as I said earlier, potentially a Swindon game at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I'll also be filming a Carlisle game as well in the National League, so making my sort of National League debut as well.
Carlisle is a great ground to film at. I mean,
it's amazing.
That's better than some Premier League grounds, Brunton Park.
Well,
yeah.
I've not been there in years, but all my dad's side of the family are from Carlisle. So I thought if there's one club I want to film, sort of more than really anyone else, it's Carlisle. Just so it means that...
I mean, still, hopefully, we can have a Bath City away day there if we get through the FA Trophy round. That would be perfect.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
But
amazing.
luckily, so I go back home in a couple of weeks and Carlisle playing Boreham Wood away. So I'll be going to Boreham Wood and hopefully filming pitch side there, getting some good angles of the game, of the fans, of the coaching staff, etc. Literally filming everything I possibly can as it sort of... but hopefully soon as well, I may be filming a game up at Brunton Park, up in Carlisle. It means I get to see family. But again, I want to do a lot of experience, like a lot of work experience that like I want to do. If that it sounds really odd, but like just to put it, I've had a complete brain fog. But it's sort of like stuff that means good stuff personally to me. I want to do a lot of stuff, and I want to post it on Instagram. I'm quite a few vlogs behind, but all the vlogs, as I said before, try and do it for the fans as well, as that try and show my angle, how different it is to fans, but how I try to act a lot more as a supporter. So you'll hear me during the game. I'll be cheering if we score. If the ref makes a bad decision, as much as Dave doesn't like it, I'll sometimes I'll sometimes shout. I'll say like, what is nothing in that. But I try and make anything I do, filming or not filming, I'll always try and make it like entertaining and as good for external sort of people watching as possible.
Yeah, for sure, and you're doing a great job of it here at the moment.
Thank you.
Just as things come, take things as they come. You know. Best of luck. One more question, Ollie. Do you have any question? Just choose your best one, I guess.
Choose my best one. Well, I hate to say it, but I think all my questions have already been answered by you. You relayed some great answers, mate.
Yeah,
some great answers.
Yeah, thank you very much, Cal. You've been a very good guest on this podcast, and some of your answers have been fantastic. And obviously, we wish you best of luck. Well, I say some of your answers, all of your answers have been fantastic. So I need to discredit some of the other answers, but it's been great to have you on here. And I mean, obviously, you got so many stories pitch side. So at some point later down the line, we'll be more than happy to have you back on here once more things have unfolded, and you can obviously talk more about. Because I mean, you've got several experiences that I speak to you all the time, and there's always a new story that comes out. So it almost feels like 50 minutes of this podcast is not enough to go into detail about everything. So you're more than welcome back on. But for now on, Romans podcast, this will be the concluding finish to it. Obviously, we've got Maidstone United away at the weekend. I'll be there as a supporter. Callum, you'll be there as well, I think, recording, of course. So obviously, we'll cover that game next week and maybe get another guest on next week's podcast. But for now, thank you for tuning in to the third episode of the Romans podcast, and we look forward to next week where we join you for episode 4. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice one, thanks. Bye.